Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready, white 25.
Check, 55 to Mike. You can't block me. You can't.
White.
You can't block me.
Winston now to throw on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Jameis to throw it. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Falcons will get it first and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Ready, set, Mike, 6.
Yeah.
Double tight. Double tight.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And all the way to the opposite 45.
Come on now, let's go.
A big-time play there for the Falcons. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's first and 10 from the 45. They'll run it with Bush. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Second and 9 at the 44-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Time to go, night. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Second and 9 now.
4 down.
Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
He's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had a big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 20.
Let's go!
27-yard line. It's a gain of 10. And a Falcon first down.
On set. Mike, 6. Check tight end. Check tight.
They'll run on first down. Bush. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Mike 6. Mike 6. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
2nd and 11. Caught by Jones. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14.
Hey, check it. Mike 6. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Their mobile quarterback with touchdown number 8 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
The Saints take over.
We play to win. Let's go.
25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Yeah. Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
Here we go, D.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston completes it to Davis.
I got you, boy.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They don't.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Taking it about the 16. "35 yards on the return." Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Set. Mike 6. Cut. Watch the twist.
On 1st down, it's Bush. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Let's go.
17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This complete to Jones. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. They'll set up a throw. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Calvin Ridley.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this is a 43-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The Saints take over
All
first
day.
and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've got to punt it away twice. So they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
Here we go.
Now Winston. Going for the deep ball. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start on the ground with Bush. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, and it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Marshawn
You
Lattimore.
see me out here? That's
CD,
right.
I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception, Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Watch tight.
Green, triple C.
Tight end right.
Where do we go? Hey, we got 3 down.
Now Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Boom.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Ready.
54. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Watch the run.
3rd and long for Winston. He sets to fire deep. Look at this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Looking for Woods that time. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to payday.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line.
Watch the out.
2nd and goal.
Safe.
2nd and 4. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
The Saints take over.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recapture recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track.
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun?
You can't block
throw
me.
it out the
You
window.
can't block
Let's
me.
get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
That's where you
Down he
belong.
goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Saints on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Winston. And he hits the tight end. It's Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Hey, me and you all day. I'm coming
The
after
first
you.
down throw
I'm
for
coming after
Winston.
you.
It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he
Sack lunch,
goes.
baby. Yum, 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 yum,
You
yum.
know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Ready.
The Saints on third down. They've
Hey,
only
watch the
converted
screen,
once in
watch the
4
screen.
tries.
Watch
This
the
will be a
screen.
tough 3rd and 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Your trip is
It'll be a
here,
gain
baby.
of 5, and the
Your
punt
trip
team will
is
now
here.
come out on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. That'll go down as a 92-yard punt return score. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Partner, the old rules about not fielding punts inside your own 10, those things are way out the window, aren't they?
Yeah, they say put your heels on the 10-yard line, but when you return it, maybe your coach doesn't say anything to you, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of special teams coach, if they've got a special guy, they'll say, yeah, okay, you can go to the 8. But this one, he really had some guts.
Keep playing hard.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
You
down.
don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively. Nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Mike 25.
Mike 54.
Here's Winston. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 35. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
65, 65, 65.
First down.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And give them 9 yards on the second down screen play. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Mike 6.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
Get in the weight room.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Looking to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off right around the 43. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
At their own 42-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Winston now. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Bradley Pena now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Hey, check Mike, check Mike.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The completion good for 3 and second down.
Don't be mad.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Looking downfield for Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marcus Williams. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Check.
Now it's a bootleg with Winston.
You ain't doing nothing.
It's caught by Davis. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Ready. White 25. Mike, 45.
You better be afraid of me.
Let's go. Be afraid of me.
They'll run on first down. It's Kane. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Y'all not ready.
To throw, Winston. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Ready. Blue ready. Hey, sub.
First down, Winston. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Right there in the
So
middle.
second
55.
down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on to 43. Winston. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down for them, too.
Winston now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Now a give right side. Kane. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
That's it.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 38, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Hey, there it is. Touchdown, baby. Keep it rolling.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Saints take over.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
45.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
It didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Jameis Winston.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Taken down back at the 34-yard line.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's second and 18. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on second and long. Winston. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time.
We own them. We own them.
Winston now to throw on first down. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Winston. That'll be complete to Cook. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Let's go.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's first and 10 at the 14. Jameis again. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
To throw on second and 10. Winston. And Woods has it complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a night.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
12 yards is the pickup, good for a first down for the Falcons. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest. And they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And now here is another interception. picked up by Marcus Williams. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Come on, guys. We got this.
Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Hey, let's get this, get this.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first and 10, Winston. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Jameis to throw it. And it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have the...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free.
Come on now, let's go.
A teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like
watch the slant, watch the slant.
Guys at bat, people on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
4 down.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Ready. Black 22. 7's the mic.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Working out of the gun. Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Looking long for Thomas, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25.
You better bring it. Hey, check back. Back
that one looks like he'll throw here.
Let's see what you got.
Escaping nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
No running backs in the backfield to help pass protect. All the receivers in their patterns. These are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Get him!
Now Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And his kick is indeed good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability. Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Let's do this.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. Jones has it.
I'm all over you.
It's a big play there for Atlanta. 65 yards.
First and goal, Atlanta.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete in the end zone.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
So we got man.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And now on is the field goal unit. And, boy, this is speculative at best, crazy at worst. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this score will stay right where it is. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Falcons, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
9.
Big edge.
Check 13, check 13.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3.
He can't alert. He's not going to get me.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
All day, baby, all day.
Now it's Watson. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Coming.
22, jet, bomber. 22, jet, bomber. Jam him, jam.
Now it's Gurley.
Run.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first
Good
down
job, D,
marker.
good
A
job.
nice tackle
That's
coming
why you
up from his
fly
free
that ball.
safety spot. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go
Here
for
I come
it.
again. Here I come again. 9.
Check.
Hey, 59. Rush in. Alert flare. Flare.
They're running with Gurley. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down.
Keep playing hard.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Don't let him breathe. Play that.
On first down, it's Watson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him,
Watch the
got a
pass.
couple more downs to play
Here we
with.
go.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, It's Hubbard, and he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
In your face.
Switch! Switch!
24.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Let's go,
It's a gain
boys,
of
bring it
11
up.
and a first down, L.A. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Out. No. Off.
Gurley again here on first down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Yeah, baby.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I got wide.
Hey, 59.
54. Where's Mike? Check. Watch 54.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Alert.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Check him, motion. Check the call. Mike's 54.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it, and he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Tackles.
Motion.
Mike's 5-4. Mike.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. We're scoreless after 1. They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check hot route. Hot. Pick the edge. Come. Go.
Here we go. It's Gurley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. You think back to the Super Bowl against New England, the Rams never even got into the red zone in that game, and now here they are in the red zone on their opening drive with a first down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Come off the ball hard. Kill. Slam.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Get him, boys. Tighten up, tighten up. Wait.
Check 4, check 4. Check nickel, nickel.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get the first. The decision to run on third and medium winds up being a good one.
25, check 25, check 25.
Shift, watch the shift.
24 is down, he's coming.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
You got him.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
And goal at the 2-yard line.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
You. Undercrush.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Mike's 5'9".
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21.
Keep it out. Slam. Crash.
Now Wilson.
Crash.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Every day.
Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. 59. Check 26.
From the pistol, it's Gurley. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. The Rams on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is third and 10.
48. 48's the mic.
We ain't giving up now.
To throw is Watson. He gets it to Cooks. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Yeah,
They
baby.
didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now this is Callaway on the receiving end. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Alert, alert, alert.
The 28-yard line.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home. And they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now it's Wilson. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch the screen. Pass. Shift, shift.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Blair on the tackle. A gain of 5.
From the 24, Watson. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
Here comes the boom. I see you,
That's a
boy.
staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Yeah, that's not.
Gurley. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half.
Mike's 5-4. Come on.
Hey, 24. Check 24. He's moving, boys, he's moving. 69.
They run, it's Gurley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Shut down, motion, check. Shift.
On 2nd and 11 now, Watson. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Touchdown.
Austin Hooper in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be...
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
14. Mike 41. We've got a wedge.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sack!
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
41 Mike, right here. 41 Mike. He's scared. 41 Mike. 41 Mike.
No gain on this defense.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
Watch twist.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Hey, 14. Check 3. Check 3. Joker.
Bang out. Bam.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone.
Where's Mike? Check. Watch 54.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
You got 24. You got tight right there.
Check 37. Check 37.
Check 9.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That's it.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Here's Watson. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the lead is now 24.
Is good. Makes the score Rams 24. Seahawks nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
On 2nd down now. It's Grant. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. On 1st down, Grant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go.
1st down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike's 5, 9.
Ready? We got double tight. Double tight.
Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
Alert 16. Alert 16.
Alert 3.
19.
Alert 3.
Here's Grant. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Oh, yeah!
Donald on the stop. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Seahawks nothing.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus
Push 'em
far.
back.
This is 3rd
Push 'em
and
back.
9. Play action. It's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Watch the whip.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
Here's Wilson to
D-line,
throw.
get that quarterback.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of the ball game that appears lost.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the Rams.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, defense, let's go. Blitz!
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come out here. Come get some. He don't want it.
Mike, check. 59.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
This time Wilson will throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Nikel Roby-Coleman there defensively. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now
single
from
receiver,
the 33.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Hatch it.
At the 33-yard line.
Hey, 31!
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
55! Hey, 55! Hey, he's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. Down him, go!
Now Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown,
that's the score on you. That's how you score on
Brandon Cooks. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. When you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion.
Come on, baby. Come
They're
on, let's
looking
go.
at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd and 12, Wilson trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
He'll find Metcalf, and he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Here we go on 4th down, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch twist.
Throwing now, Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Let's go, baby.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective.
I'm
More
here
points
all
for
day.
everyone
I'm
if they
here
win
all
big.
day.
Watson now to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Go ahead and take a seat. You can't stop me.
Hey, watch Sam, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Know your job.
Another try after the first down sack.
Tight.
Watson, that's complete to Cooks. They'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a third and goal. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal.
Right there, 54, right there. 54 Mike.
All day, every day, any day.
Back to throw, Watson. And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. They'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abuka in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.